Hotties of Reddit, what are some perks that you've gotten for being attractive? The guy who sells me shawarma calls me boss. Not to toot my own horn, but I never get blamed for farts. I have horrendous, rancid farts. I unleash one silently in a crowd and no one ever suspects it's me. Sometimes I leave a path of destruction in my path where people behind me will start gagging or blaming each other. Pulled over for going 62 in a 45 in a small town. Got off with a warning. Bumped a car in the parking lot. Guy said don't worry about it and asked me on a date. Bumped a car on the road. Older gentleman got out and gave me a hug for saying I was sorry. Realizing I may not be a good driver after typing all this out. I used to recognize I got some sort of special treatment, but back in 2020 winter when the mask mandates hit and I had to wear my giant winter jacket, I live in Canada, I realized just how much privilege I get. I noticed when people didn't really see what I looked like, I stopped getting random acts of kindness from others. I got interrupted more. No one held the door open for me or gave up their seat for me. A lot of perks I got. Discounts, freebies, that I attributed to being a nice person pretty much disappeared, too. On the other hand, there was something kind of nice about the invisibility. I felt under the radar in a way that was often very comfortable. No one is really more rude, just doesn't notice you. Without the mask experience, I honestly am not sure I would have noticed that I even had a lot of these perks. It just felt normal until I experienced the contrast. I'm older now and not as attractive as I was in my younger days, but I remember running to board a plane and the woman looks up from her computer and just says, "Oh Lord, you're cute," and lets me board after doors were closed. I've been living on that high for a decade now. I married way out of my league. Guys will literally trip over themselves to open a door. But yeah, flight upgrades and all nature of perks come her way. Once places see me, they usually get all shitty. As somebody who lived on both sides, I'll tell you it's incredibly easier to get through life when you take care of yourself. As a former below-average kid, I'll tell you the confidence goes through the roof. As long as you retain your ability to empathize with others and still maintain the necessary distance to not immediately show romantic intent with the opposite sex, you are received so much better by everybody.